This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.
All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the January 18th Board of Public Works meeting. Everyone is set. I will make a motion to open this evening's meeting.
Second.
Thomas Salisbury,
Yes.
David Fagnan,
Yes.
Steve Litwin,
Yes.
all in favor, motion carries.
All right. Working through our agenda. Item number 1 is public speak. I do not appear to have anyone joining us that would like to speak on something outside of the agenda. Are we expecting any comment or input from the mayor this evening?
No.
All right, down to number 3. With the new year, I was newly appointed to a new term to the Board of Public Works, and as part of that, we should annually select a new chairperson. I'm happy to continue to serve unless someone else would like to take the reins for a year.
I'm satisfied with you.
Well, thank you, sir.
Do we need to make a motion?
Yep,
for
one
that?
of the two of you would need to do that.
I'll make a motion to appoint Thomas as chairperson for the next year.
I second that.
Okay. Thomas Salisbury,
Yes, I accept.
David Fagnan,
Yes.
Steve Litwin,
Yes.
all in favor, motion carries. Congratulations.
Well, thank you. All right, item number 4, we have the approval of our January 4th, our last official BPW meeting was on the 4th. If everybody get to take a look at what Michelle prepared for us.
I did?
Any issues as prepared?
No.
All right, and I will make a motion to approve the January 4th, 2023 meeting minutes as prepared.
Second.
Thomas Salisbury,
Yes.
David Fagnan,
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Sorry.
Steve Litwin,
Yes.
I got confused by it.
all in favor, motion carries. It's a lot of
I
signing
think I signed the
tonight.
wrong one.
That's all right, we'll get to that one. So that
Yeah.
was the one we just motioned.
Yeah. That's where I got confused.
Yeah, that's okay, I get it.
All right, and then moving on to item number 5. Last week we held a 4th and final public workshop on our rate setting review. Michelle prepared some minutes for the January 11th, 2023 public workshop meeting. Any issue with the meeting minutes as prepared?
Not by me.
Okay. So now make a motion to approve the January 11th, 2023 minutes.
Second.
Thomas Salisbury,
Yes.
David Fagnan,
Yes.
Steve Litwin,
Yes.
all in favor, motion carries.
All right. Is that one for Michelle? You guys have both already signed that one?
Yep.
And then just as an item of housekeeping, item number 6, we have the February 26, 2020 public hearing minutes from our last hearing session that we had in the upper chambers before the COVID shutdown. We just wanted to close these out and get them on record for the next public hearing. So Dave and I were in attendance to that, so we will be the ones to approve that. If you're okay with what Michelle prepared for us, I will make a motion to approve them.
I will second that.
Okay, Thomas Salisbury,
Yes.
David Fagnan,
Yes.
and that's it.
Yep.
All in favor, motion carries.
Two approves it. Last one.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're not like that board out in the eastern part of the state that didn't approve their minutes for 3 years.
Oh, God.
Close to it.
It's an oversight.
All right.
Just didn't do anything.
I was freaking out about holding on to these.
All right, and item number 7. I think this will be our last discussion of the proposed water and sewer rates that we've been working with Time Bond to prepare. What we have before you is a revised copy after our 4 workshop meetings and public input that we've gotten, and some updated usage figures for 2022 now that that closed out. That was able to refine the models a little bit. We also made some other adjustments to the timeline for infrastructure just to sort of smooth it out a little bit. So these are fairly in line with what we've presented in other meetings. They're actually on an annual rollout. They're a little bit less than what was presented in the workshop, so I was happy about that. We sort of took into some of the feedback we got about the rate we were aggressively pursuing the capital infrastructure plan. So, any comment on what's been prepared, or?
It does seem to be streamlined now, which I like. I like that idea.
And the rollouts are a little bit more
Yeah.
consistent year to
Yeah.
year, so it's not like one year that's a small increase, then followed by a year with a very large increase with a small
Yeah.
increase. We were able to sort of smooth out the rate impacts, so it's a little bit more consistent. As you'll see in the package that's prepared, there's sort of a timeline out to FY30, but what we'll be voting on in the public hearing is the next 3 years, 24, 25, and 26. But it does show that, we have a good backlog of infrastructure work, so even once we set this rate, there'll be more work to do, and we'll start to revisit it. So.
But we're also drawing down our enterprise fund, correct?
We are, right now it's abnormally high.
Okay.
But you'll see in his previous models, it actually got down much lower, down
Yeah.
into the 30s and 20s. So part of the revision was also to sort of keep the sewer financial model in the 40 to 50% retained earnings,
Okay.
and the water side in sort of the 50 to 60.
Yeah.
So, one thing Mike had pointed out, he said, typically you want to keep it above 20. But I said, with the age of our system and the lack of historic investment, I wanted to keep it closer to 50. So if in 1 year there was a large issue that we needed to pay out of the rate structure, we had that. So we sort of reworked that to keep,
Yeah.
you can see in that one that the water model stays right around 50.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
From you, Greg, on the-
I think we've really put a lot of effort in working with Mike, and you did a ton with this, Thomas. So I really appreciate that, and just getting it to where we're using numbers that we have a lot of confidence in.
Yeah.
And just doing the best we can with every penny we have, and we'll keep chasing grants and trying to fund as much improvement as we can without impacting ratepayers. And I think we're this rate set up like this is putting us on a path to do that for the next few years. So.
Yeah. I concur, and that's why I really, worked with Mike a lot this past week, because I really wanted to get it across the line and be able to present it to the public in the public hearing with full confidence. And, we've looked at all the options, and we've really sharpened the pencil, and we've really looked at the capital list and, made some conservative estimates, and this is what I feel comfortable putting before the public and before the board to vote on.
It's entirely need-based. I mean, we're not.
Yes. There are no vanity projects.
No, there's not.
Right.
This is,
Oh, yeah.
Which is,
Yeah.
And the next time that we cross the bridge, it seems like we already set up a good format for us to follow.
Yeah, I
So as
think
we go along during the months and years, just plug in what we have to. And
exactly. And I think that was one of the things that Mike was most concerned about, because I think with a lot of other communities, they set rates for 3 to 5 years, and then they don't look at it again. And then they get to a surprise at the end. I told him, I'm confident in the numbers and all that, but we're a little bit more active board. Greg's a much more active DPW manager. That this will be something that we keep an eye on. We keep adjusting if we need to reset or adjust rates. We can, but
Well, as a community, we already have done that. That's why we're in this position.
yes,
Our
previously,
previous.
yes.
Um,
I agree.
I
And
mean, there's a ton of comments we could all make about that, which would mean nothing.
no, but
So we won't.
But also, I'm confident enough in this, and the model, like we said, we've actually projected the model out
Yes.
beyond what we're doing. So
Mhm.
even if we waited 3 years, I think we've set ourselves up to be in a good spot. And we have something to say like, is this still on trend? But I would like to keep sort of an annual review of it when we get our routine earnings.
absolutely.
We check in, how's
Yeah.
it fit against the model?
We may see a surprise that may come along the way, so we'll have plenty of time to address that and
Mhm.
smooth things out if we have to.
If there's I'm happy to discuss this if you have any questions.
It's obvious how much work that all of us, especially you and Mike, have put into this.
Mhm.
And no, it looks great. It's disturbing to see how much debt service will be.
Yeah, but
Understanding there's no other way around.
well, and understanding
Yeah.
we haven't historically, because that's sort of been
Right.
the policy of the
Yep.
city and the DPW. But
Mhm.
like Mike said when he first started doing this, the city was fairly proud of basically having no debt service. But that
Right.
also means you haven't done any infrastructure projects that
Yeah,
require.
because there's no other way to finance
Yeah,
that.
it's not
You can't pay for that right out of pocket.
right.
Yeah.
It just shows a deferred
Yeah.
investment. So. It's not ideal, but it's manageable. Like Greg has said, there's low interest grants and loans we can go after, and we will stretch every dollar we collect. So
Greg, how long are the loans or whatever they're called?
Like the term on an SRF loan, it can vary, probably be 20 to 30 years.
That's what I was figuring, 20.
yeah,
20 plus. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That's what I assumed.
but if everyone is comfortable with that, I will make a motion that we forward these rates as developed to the public hearing.
I will second that.
Okay. Thomas Salisbury,
Yes.
David Bagden,
Yes.
Steve Littman.
Yes.
All in favor, motion carries.
Right, so the last item related to that is, we had previously set the hearing on the 2nd.
Yeah.
We've been advised we have a conflict, one of our members will not be able to attend. I personally would like to vote on this as a full board, so I'd like to discuss, rescheduling it and sort of what time frame we want to look at. Other thing I'd also like to couple to that is, we had sort of always anticipated that we'd have a larger response, just based on what Dave and I saw at the last public hearing. But from the feedback we've gotten from the workshops, I had sort of envisioned the public hearing that we have has our presentation, educate and inform the people there, and have the public speak. But I kind of feel like our workshops have done that. So I don't know if we can discuss, from what I understand, I wasn't on the board at the time, but rate hearings were typically held in this room, either in conjunction with a normal meeting or, at that level. So I don't know if we want to, when we reschedule it, to sort of make it a standard meeting or after a standard meeting, or, I don't know if we need to reserve the upper room.
Well, my feeling is, well, my opinion, I think we schedule as part of our standard meeting in this room. If we end up with a big turnout, we can reschedule it for a
Continue it.
very close time, whatever the minimum posting time is,
I think
and
it'd be
next
10
availability
days,
upstairs.
Mhm.
And that way everyone does have a chance to weigh in if they so choose. But we have, I think, as a department and the board, done a lot to try to engage people in this process up till now. So
I think we should work it into a regular meeting or as soon as you
Well,
all
it would-
want this too.
I think it still has to get classified as a public hearing.
Yeah.
So we could either cancel our next, the meeting in the middle of February and reschedule it as a public hearing. Or we could pick an alternate evening that,
You can also do your regular meeting at 5, public hearing at 5:30.
Sure. And then I guess the other option is, do we want to just have, sort of a standard public hearing agenda of public speak and then just, reviewing and voting on the rates, or do we want to have Greg give a presentation, Ty and Bond walk through the packet again, or do you feel that's been addressed? Is the other option.
I think it's been addressed.
Yeah, I mean, all that is public record, they've been recorded.
Mhm. Mhm.
You know, we can kind of consider that as workshop education,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll just have a traditional rate hearing to set and vote on the rates.
I think we should do them the same day.
Same day. So we'll do, so our next meeting is,
February 15th, because Dave can't be here.
yeah, no, I understand.
Is our next meeting February 1st?
Yeah,
Right,
I
right.
can't
but
make
Dave
that
won't be at
meeting.
that either.
So will the rest of us be here for that?
Yeah, you and I can have a
Yeah.
meeting, and these will be published and available, so if anybody wants to come public speak about it on that, you and I will be here. We can just have a standard two-person meeting on the 1st, and on the 15th, we'll have our regular meeting at 5, and then we can do the public hearing to follow at 5:30.
Then when should we vote on the rate?
We should be able to do it that night, unless there is, I mean, we always have the option to continue it. So if
No, but we have the option to vote on it
that night, on the
during the
15th,
public hearing, or
Yeah.
after the public hearing.
yeah,
Yeah,
That's part
during
of
the public hearing. The public hearing will be to vote on the rate.
Yeah.
But if you
Yeah.
find that there's opposition like there was.
Well, it's not like I
in
want to
February.
rush it, but I just want to know if we have the option,
Yep.
as
Nope.
long
yeah,
as.
traditionally, they've
things
been
are
it's a single
going
session.
along.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
I think that sounds fine.
Okay.
Is that date okay for setting everything?
I think so.
Yeah,
It keeps us
our
in
goal-
line.
our goal was to have them in place by March 1st.
Yeah.
So, because that way they go into effect June 1st, and that billing.
So you're able to change things up?
If a large crowd came,
Well, no, let's say we approve it on the 18th. That's okay with billing?
Billing, yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't hit the billing department till June 1st, but you,
Till June 1st, if
July
you want
1st.
to.
or July 1st.
Yeah.
That's what I kind of thought.
The new
I'm
rates
sorry,
are going
Fis-
into effect.
Yeah, it's a
Fiscal year.
Yeah.
Right, but we want to have things ready by March 1st.
Yes,
So that'll give us enough time.
Yeah.
Just in case, just
Yeah.
in case.
100%.
So the
I
February
gotta screw this
2nd
up,
meeting
but
that we
there's
had
no way around it.
scheduled
The
will
hearing
now be at 5:30
on the
on the
15th.
15th?
Yep.
All right. And will Ty and Bond be here for that as well?
Well, that's what we discussed. I don't think there needs to
Okay.
be, because this
All
is,
right, yeah,
We put together what we need
yeah,
to do,
okay.
and we need to.
I think we are
Yeah.
relatively informed now. I mean, because
Oh,
of
yeah.
the process that we've
Yeah.
done.
Yep.
So, yeah.
and I think we'll plan to do, like you said, we'll plan to do the public hearing on the 15th at 5:30. Michelle can file the public notice with the paper and with the clerk. I think previously we had put the information packets on the DPW's portion of the website.
I can put it right with the minutes, and so anybody that looks up the minutes for today, the
Sure.
packets will be with the minutes.
That's perfect.
Great.
So,
And then Steve and I can approve them on the 1st.
Yep,
And
and
they'll be on the website
Yep.
shortly thereafter. And
Yep.
that'll be at least 10 days before the
yeah,
hearing.
it'll be 2 weeks.
That meets all my criteria.
Okay.
All right. Any public input on that process? All right. And with that, I'll move on to.
We can just do that verbally, we don't have to.
Is that a vote to
I
schedule a
would
hearing?
make it a vote, just to be
All right.
official. So
Then
that
I will make a motion to reschedule our public hearing for Wednesday, February 15th at 5:30 PM in this meeting room.
I second that.
Thomas Salisbury,
Yes.
David Fagnan,
Yes.
Steve Litwin,
Yes.
all in favor, motion carries. Meeting will be, or hearing will be held on February 15th at 5:30.
All right. And with that, we can move on to the director's report.
Union Street, I don't have a schedule, I'm anticipating to have an updated date when they're thinking they're gonna really get going on the construction out there by this time next month, so probably around the middle of March, depending on what the weather does, but some parts are continuing to trickle in. We did get the traffic signal masts and arms delivered to the highway department today, so it's nice to see that project getting closer to coming to reality. No updates as far as Cherry Street's concerned. Again, I think another few weeks we should have a tentative start date from them to get that project back rolling. Do have a quick update for you guys on today was actually the bid opening for our Oil Street Chapter 90 project was scheduled for today. We had to issue an addenda to the bid documents so that bid opening got pushed out a week. There was a couple small language changes in the bid documents about temporary pedestrian controls and just some procedural language about cost for construction staking part of the mobilization. So that language had to get changed so we give people a little more time to adapt their bids accordingly. So we'll open them next week on the 25th. Water Department has completed some pretty substantial work on Mechanic Street. We were able to tie the feed shop and install a fire hydrant on the opposite side of the road to be able to abandon an old cast iron main that's been pretty problematic over the years. So kind of been great to take advantage of the weather not being too bad, get the guys out doing that kind of stuff this time of year when there's not a ton of construction going on that they're dealing with. So just picking away at some of those small projects is great. They're really doing a great job being proactive. Getting the water main that kept breaking off of our, getting out of service. And, happens to be 2 mains there. It's just a process of getting everything tied to the newer one. So that's basically all I have to report. We had some little snow squall Sunday night that kind of came out of nowhere, but we were able to just melt that off pretty quick. The guys were here for about 6 or 7 hours. And with the whole town treated, I didn't get any complaints about snow. I think the sun came out and kind of helped us out too.
Yeah.
So,
Take it.
it's nice to look at where we're at, what we're spending on snow, what we spent on snow so far this year compared to other years, and just knock on wood and hope that stays like this. We'll take it. We'll take it.
You see that Manchester's is coming down.
Yeah, mostly down. Yeah. I'm not sure if their plans have hit. I think the city did publish something. I don't mind speaking to it. It's gonna be a nice change, I think. To
I think the last thing I saw in the article on it was just that they would be presenting plans to the
planning board soon.
for
Yeah.
approval. So
Yeah. So people should keep an eye out for that rendering to come out. I can't really.
Yeah.
I shouldn't discuss it much in this public meeting, but
Yeah.
I'm just not sure where the dates are at with it all
Mhm.
being made fully public. But it'll be nice.
yeah,
Right.
any investment is
It's all progress.
Yeah.
And improvement.
investment is in the city is welcome.
Yeah. Awesome.
Any further discussion on any agenda item this evening? No. All right. Well, then I thank you, Greg, for the info and everyone for their time.
Michelle.
And I will make a motion to adjourn this evening's meeting.
Second.
Yeah. Mutual second.
Yeah.
This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.